to show you my technique on how I write on cakes with buttercream icing. Now, I got my cake out of the refrigerator that is iced in American buttercream. That icing is cold and hard, so I'm not going to mess it up. And let's ignore the stripes. I know they're a little messy. I'm going to cover that with decorations. So I measure the cake where I want to put the name, and I printed this out in a Word document using the rulers in Word to make sure I printed this out the correct size. And that font is called Bolden's, by the way. And I'm putting the paper on the cake where I want to trace the name. And remember, again, that icing is cold and hard, so I'm not going to mess up the icing as I do this. I'm taking my Dresden tool and just tracing all of these letters onto that icing. You don't want to press too hard because you don't want to poke a hole in there, but you want to press hard enough that you can transfer the line onto the buttercream. And then when I peel that away, you can kind of see, it's a little difficult to see in here because it's really light, but the letters did transfer onto that icing. I have some black American buttercream in a bag with a tip number 3, and I got eye level with the cake, and I am just slowly tracing these letters on here. And I wanted to be able to see the word as I was tracing it, so I got a little bit of shortening behind that and just stuck it to the cake. The shortening won't make a mark. And this way I can look at the printed word and kind of trace this as I'm going along, making sure that it looks just like the picture. And this is actually sped up. I go really, really slow when I'm tracing letters onto cakes because my hands tend to shake. You want to make sure that you have your arm or your elbow set on a table. And I like to support my writing hand with my other hand just so it doesn't look really shaky. And then once I'm finished, I dip my paintbrush in a little bit of water and I push in all the points just to make it look nice and clean. And here it is on the cake. I do this process every time I want to write on a cake. If it's on the side or the very top, I always trace the letters on first with my Dresden tool and then trace it over again with the buttercream icing.